everybody. We're out here. Hole number 3 for Dissecting the Ridge with Rob Taylor. Hole 3. So Rob, we're out here once again after playing 1 and 2 and just a gorgeous golf hole, especially from the back tee, kind of up and a little dogleg right there. But initial thoughts, hole number 3. And by the way, I'm down 2. So if you're just now, there's only so many weeks I could do this where, if you're just now tuning in, but Rob and I are going hole by hole out here, Cherokee Ridge Country Club, and dissecting each hole, or Rob's kind of dissecting it, and we're playing a little match, and I'm down 2. We're 2 holes in, down 2. Made a really, really bad bogey on 2 that missed a little 6-foot par putt that should not have missed. But how are you doing today, buddy?
Doing great. I'm excited about hole 3. This is a good one to talk about because it is an important hole for getting off to a good start with your round. Now we've got through the forced carry holes and the goofy stuff with 1 and 2. We dissected that down to a science. Hole 3 here, you got a little more room. You got a little more ability to get yourself in good position off the tee and try and make your par, or maybe get a birdie, pick up a stroke. Most important thing about this hole, you can kind of see it as you look, but the whole hole feeds uphill and back towards the right. Everything goes from left to right here, all the way up to the green. You got to get it over on the left side of the fairway, ideally. For me, I generally hit 2-iron here because I'm trying to get it up the left side and enough club that I get it up to a wedge range, but not too much that I'm kind of short-sided pinchy, because this hole's not very long. It's about 355 yards from back here. I think maybe 360 from all the way back. And obviously, as you move up, it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So the biggest thing I see here, I see a lot of guys that I played with out here, they hit driver off this tee and they try and squeeze it up there as tight as they can to the hole, and it actually makes it a lot more difficult of a hole from up there. Pete's got driver today, if that's...
I gotta make it up, so I need birdie here. But this is a cool hole to me, Rob, because the designer did an excellent job of making it feel like you have zero room to land it, but then when you get up there, it is wide open. So it looks like you're hitting through a tight little chute, but I found the miss here is definitely left. I've hit some balls that I thought were way left, completely out of play, and ended up being just fine because, like you said, everything does feed to the right here. You got a little 2-iron, so no doubt in my mind that you're not just going to put this, left side, about wedge range in.
You never know, but we'll find out here. I'm going to go up the left side, like I said. There's this tree up here on the left. I just keep it kind of down the center of the fairway and try and turn it back to the left side of the fairway. If it goes straight, it goes straight. It's still fine, but trying to avoid right. And that's perfect.
Well, Mr. Humble Rob Taylor now has to hold the phone while I will hit driver and be not perfect.
All right, so Pete's going aggressive here. He's going to try and get one back on me.
Well, and here's my thought with driver too. Like, even though it seems very narrow, it is wide open up there. So it is like you can technically miss left and even a little bit right and not put yourself completely out of play. And we're gonna get to a stretch of holes where driver is not the play. So wherever I can think to hit driver, try to gain one on the field, I try to. So that is the thought process. So I hug that right side. But when we get down there, we're actually going to see it's pretty open over there, and I should be fine. So we're leaving the tee box, and no surprise, advantage Rob. Rob put it in the middle of the fairway. I'm going to be on the right side a little bit, but when we get up here, it's fairly wide open, and you know, you are correct. We were just talking about this. I have probably short-sighted myself having to go over top of that bunker.
Yep.
But
I'm gonna interject here because we're gonna see absolutely textbook example of the difference between squeezing it up the right side with the driver and where I'll be at in the fairway on the left side, and the angle, just the visual of it. I mean, we did the right thing here, Pete. I'm glad you hit driver.
Well, we're trying to
show them how to
we're trying to
this hole,
dissect
right?
it all over. I mean, sometimes you know, when you're dissecting something, it's nice and clean, and sometimes it's pretty ugly, and ugly, you know, pretty clean. All right, so Rob is correct. He is in the middle of the fairway. What was your yardage?
142.
142. So good full iron. Not too far back, but gives yourself pretty much full. I'm guessing wedging. I mean, it's pretty stagnant out today.
It's pretty benign. It's not super cold, but it, you know, thinking back on this now, I've learned something here, because generally this wind is a little different direction. We actually have it off the left and into today, which opens up my opportunity. I could have hit 3-wood here and probably been in a little better position than I am, but I mean, I'm in the middle of the fairway. I have a low iron in, so no problems here. My angle, I have looking at all this green on the left side. I'm not staring at the face of a bunker like we'll see Pete in a second. But I'm gonna aim this ball right at the chimney and just let the wind do its thing and hopefully hit it close.
So it looked pretty good from here. I mean, it is kind of a little bit of a blind green. Looked like just left of the hole. We'll get up there and do a good rundown of the green complex. But you know what? This is why you're a head pro and I'm a wannabe GM, because you're probably going to be correct. I probably will short side myself and put those big bunkers to the right in play.
Well, we'll find out. All right, ladies and gents, we have found Pete's ball. Got an interesting scenario here. Pete is in a cutout drainage area on the right side here. So there is clearly drain lines running throughout this. His ball is up against it, and this is actually marked ground under repair as well. You can vaguely see the line from when it was marked for the last golf tournament. This is obviously a man-made deal. This has been put here to help the golf course drain. There's no reason to play out of it, and you don't have to play out of it. So Pete's going to take his relief, and because it is marked up here, you can see the white line faintly. Pete's going to get his nearest point of relief.
Get technically club length, right?
Well, it's your nearest point of relief, and
here.
then a club length.
Yep.
So
So
if this is the line,
I'm going to mark it with a
if you can
T.
see my fingers, he's going to mark. His nearest point of relief would be somewhere here where he can make a swing and he's not still in the condition. And then from there, he'll take his one club length and he gets relief inside of that club length.
And I have my wedge here, but I could have took driver to get out. But I mean, it's pretty much same condition always. So as long as I don't go closer.
While we're dealing with Pete's drop here, he is dropping correctly from knee height. The ball has came to rest inside one club length and is now in play. Looks like a pretty good lie, actually. But now let's look at this. If we had some good music queued up for this would be a good time.
The old Tiger Woods.
So as you can see here, that's what Pete's looking at. You can barely see the top of the flag there. And that flag is kind of on the right side of the green. So it's going to be, it's going to require all of his skill level here.
So I'm sitting down a little bit. I gotta make sure I stay through it.
All right,
Pete.
Pete.
A little short of the pin, but
looks pretty good.
Clear the bunker, and it was online, so we're gonna chalk that up to to a win on my end. But Rob thinks he's in there tight. We're gonna find out. Once again, it comes down to putting. Hopefully I won't throw up on myself this time.
All right, here we are, 3 green.
Big green, as you can tell.
Both of us came up a little shy of where we might have thought. Pete is probably pushing 30, 40 feet. His ball just made it over the lip of the bunker here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Rob was correct. Probably shouldn't have had that angle, because that flag, the angle I was at made that flag look like it was just over top of this bunker, and I had plenty of room. So
hang on, Pete. Let me get closer so they could hear you say I was correct.
Yeah, Rob was correct.
Okay, thank you.
Even though I did think I spun it back here. Look at this. Make sure you repair your ball marks, everybody.
Get a look at this side of the green. You can see everything. It's a little deceiving.
It's gotta go right to left.
It feeds right to left, yeah, but it's especially the very, very back of the green. It goes kind of the whole direction of the hole. But this one is off the bunker slope, so it's going to go right to left. Okay,
Started doing
not
what
too
I
bad.
thought it was. Anytime that long putt comes out, it's a little bit a little bit hairy when it comes to really giving it a go. So, but looks like I got about 5 feet left, and hopefully stay par this time. All right, so I left my 40-footer about 5 feet short. Here's Rob. I come over here. You won't be able to tell, but it is kind of deceivingly uphill, especially from where Rob's at. So Rob's probably got 20, 25 feet.
And I'm not going to play nearly as much break because it is deceiving. You think it breaks a lot more than it does, but everything really fights to go towards the lowest part of the golf hole. My putt actually should be relatively straight.
Rob Taylor for birdie. He didn't trust the straightness.
Yeah, I still overread it, and I played a lot less break than I would have.
I'm going to give you that for par.
Thank you.
So good par, Rob. And let's see if I can't do the same.
All right, here goes Pete for his par.
My par would be a little bit more impressive than your par, though. I mean, you just hit it in the fairway with iron off the tee. Then you hit wedge to the middle of the green. You know, we're supposed to be giving people dissecting the hole, and you can't really do that. You're just playing boring pro golf.
There it is.
There we go. Tied the hole.
Good have.
Stop the blood. Have the hole. Moving on to 4. I feel momentum. So we just finished hole 3. Let's dissect it a little bit. We both made par, which I'm happy about. I know you were hoping to get one on the old field there, but two pars, 2 completely different pars. You went the conventional route, and I went a little bit more of the just grip it and rip it route. But break it down for me a little bit.
Yeah, so Pete made a good par from over there. You know, it could have went any number of ways, and he got it back up on the green after getting a little bit out of position down there on the right. But if we were to go back down that right side and look at some of the spots you can end up if you hit it over there, to hit it in that little ditch is actually not a bad spot to hit it, because 1, you're gonna get your ball in your hand and you're gonna be dropping it out of there. 2, it's open in that area, so you hit it 10 yards further back or 10 yards further, and you're deeper into the trees, and you might have tree trouble, and you got to hit it up over the lip of the bunker. So as we know, you got to get the ball up in the air to hit it over the lip of the bunker. If you got to punch it under a tree, the likelihood of hitting that green.
There was a lot to go wrong from where I hit it, but luckily the golf gods were on my favor a little bit, and put me in position to be able to get my next one on the green. And And even so, I mean, from that angle, it looked like it was dead behind the bunker, and there was plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
So
there's a lot more room than it looks like, but again, visually, it's gonna play with you. But the important thing to remember if you do end up in a position like that, and you're looking at this uphill shot over the bunker, is kind of like we've talked about on the other holes. It's making sure that you have enough club to hit it to the number that you need to be safe, even if you don't quite hit your best golf shot. So I see a lot of guys, if they hit their wedge 100 yards or whatever the case may be, I hit this club X yards. Well, that's X yards when I hit it in the center, and and it goes as far as I can possibly hit it, and never factoring in even a slight mishit. You lose. If you're 110 yards to that pin, and you got 100 yards to cover the bunker, and you don't have to hit it too bad to lose that 10 yards, especially with a wedge. A little heavy, little off the toe, anything will put that ball in the bunker. So if you're looking at 110 yards, and you're actually playing it 120 yards. See you guys.
Thank you guys. We were the courteous in letting people,
letting the folks jaunt through us here, because we're not exactly lighting it up pace-wise, considering we're spending 20 minutes on a video every hole.
I mean,
but this is good content, because we saw how the third hole can either be your best friend or your worst nightmare, and that's what the whole goal of this is.
Yeah, and I mean, we're moving on to hole 4 and 5, which are two very tight golf holes that, like you were saying before, you want to try to make sure you get off to a hot start, because you will hit a little bit of a buzzsaw here in the next few holes. So we're going to move on to hole number 4 next week, which is a dogleg left par 4 that it is very, very, very risky to take driver off the tee. I don't think either one of us will hit driver on the next one. And then a par 5, number 5, which is I think a very good golf hole. There's some people that think it's a little bit difficult golf hole, but it is pretty much a target golf off the tee, and then you're hitting your next one down.
I think 5's a real love it or hate it hole.
Yeah.
And if you've ever played out here before, probably whatever you scored on the hole will determine how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, you make a par or birdie, all of a sudden it's the best hole. You make a bogey or double, then it's the worst hole in America. But no, we appreciate everybody following along with this. I mean, hopefully people are getting something out of it. We are moving a lot to YouTube, so make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube page. We're going to do some fun promotional stuff with that, and some giveaways and different things like that. But we finished hole number 3. I'm still 2 down. I stopped the blood a little bit, stopped the bleeding, put that Band-Aid on the gunshot wound, and I'm going to try to make one back here on 4 and 5.